Welcome back to Weather Nation this morning as we bring you out to Musselshell River in Montana. This is video coming in from yesterday. This is the Lodgepole Complex fire that's burning in the central portions of Montana. We have a lot of other fires that are burning across the state. This is just one of reportedly 18 fires burning across the entire state of Montana and total throughout the entire country. We have dozens of fires that are continuing to wreak havoc across much of the grasslands, with over 4.5 million acres being burned just since the beginning of this year total. But one of the biggest fires that we're watching to date is that Lodgepole fire, and that's in the central portions of Montana, like I mentioned. So for a better grasp and understanding of what's happening there, I want to bring in Brad Mickelson. He's the National Weather Service meteorologist there in Glasgow. Good morning, Brad. Thanks so much for joining us. What can you tell us? What's the latest update from that fire?
The latest update we've heard is that it still has about 226,000 acres and hardly any containment whatsoever. The winds are shifting almost on a daily basis, and whatever personnel they get on this fire, they keep on sending them to the front lines and trying to get a handle on this as best as they can, but it's very difficult out in that remote country.
Now, what factors are going into making this fire so difficult, and what's allowing it to spread so fast? We had a couple pictures that the National Weather Service there tweeted out, and it looks like it's mainly grasslands. Now, is it the windy conditions that are making this fire spread so rapidly? How do we get to 225,000 acres?
Yeah, just 4 or 5 days ago, this fire got started, and we had a pretty strong wind from the northwest, and 15 to 25 miles per hour is hardly anything at all when it comes to wind speeds, but it is enough to get those fires to go quite spreading over to the southeast from where they are. And when they got started, that's what happened. Strong winds from the northwest, and then every day those winds are shifting around. Yesterday they were from the south, and today they're coming from the north, and it's just a difficult situation to get a handle on those fires that spread so fast with shifting winds.
Now, with this fire in particular, do we have any indication of what may have started that? Could that have been a dry lightning storm, or was it human caused? Do we know yet?
Officially, we don't know. They've said the cause is unknown, and that's still under investigation until they get to that initial point.
Alrighty, well, hopefully it wasn't a human-caused storm fire, because we've seen enough of that already this year. But I want to talk about something else. It's the drought that's ongoing in your area. Give me a few details about the drought and how bad it actually is.
Yeah, this is a pretty significant drought in our area. The northeast corner and central eastern portions of Montana are under extreme to exceptional drought conditions. We haven't seen it this bad for several decades, and this situation is enough that we need quite a bit more rain to catch up. We have a couple of cooperative weather observing sites near the fire, and they are reporting about 36 to 34% of normal precipitation on the calendar year so far. So in order to catch up, to get us back out, or at least getting more toward normal situation, we need several inches of more rain over a long period of time, and that there's no relief in sight at this time. Just very dry and very windy conditions in the foreseeable future.
And now, what can you tell me about the outlook over the next couple of months, just with your knowledge of the area? Because I remember we were speaking and you said mainly April, May, June, maybe into July is typically when you expect most of the moisture. What happens as we head closer towards the end of the year, November and December?
Well, we hope to, obviously, as we get closer to those other seasons, we expect the humidities to get a little bit better and precipitation to level off to the more normal levels. At this point, it's hard to see that far out, but we expect the weather pattern to at least break down this ridge of high pressure that we're seeing at this point. We get more of those low pressure troughs that move into the region later on in the season, but that's still too far out to say for any details right now. But right now, this ridge of high pressure is very dominant, and it is steering most of those storm systems well away from our region. Very difficult to recover from that.
Well, it sure is going to be a long haul, and hopefully we get some added moisture in here. I'm doing a dance for you, and I hope everybody else is. Thanks so much for joining us, Brad. I really do appreciate it. That was Brad Mickelson from the National Weather Service in Glasgow, Montana. He was talking about the droughts and the fire concerns that we've had, but we have a lot more to talk about coming up within the hour. We'll be right back in just a couple more minutes. Be sure to stay with us on air and online at weathernationtv.com.